Hi, I'm Trent, and this is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This car uses a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8, making 503 horsepower. Here under the hood, which by the way is absolutely massive, you can see the AMG borrowed 4-liter V8. And of course this is an Aston Martin, so it has the Aston Martin plaque, which you can see the final inspection was done by a guy named Grant. So Grant, if you're watching, you inspected this Vantage. Next up, we're going to move over to these doors, which are really cool. You push in and pull out, and they open up vertically, partially vertically. It's not completely vertically, but people say this is to match the wing logo of Aston Martin, or it could be to clear curves, or it could also be for both. The other thing about these doors is in your car, there's maybe 4 spots you can stick the doors, but in this car, you can stick it anywhere. You want it precisely right there, you can stick it right there. You want it right there, you can stick it right there. Next, we're going to move back here, where you can see it looks very, very nice. It is a very beautiful design on this Vantage, but you can see down here, there are these unfortunate pieces of bodywork right here, these little bumperettes. You can see them on some other cars like the Bugatti Chiron, and these are just on here for US spec bumpers or something like that. It's really dumb. I really don't like them, and whoever buys these, we need to get you a screwdriver and take those off immediately. Next, you can see up here where it says Aston Martin twice. You can see there's the wing logo that I was talking about earlier, and then it says Aston Martin right there, and there's this line that goes all the way across. That looks very cool. Back here in the back, you can see there's 2 exhaust pipes over there, and 2 exhaust pipes back over there. You can see it has quad exhaust, and they sound pretty good. We'll get a startup. You can also see back here, yes, the Vantage is a hatchback. A hatchback. You can see the hatch space is very large. You've got this trunk space, which is pretty big. And then there's this further. And you can see there's this space further up, which is quite a bit of storage. You can see there's also room behind the seats. Moving forward, you can see right here, there's the fuel door, which is fairly standard. You push it in, pull it out, and it opens right up, and it looks pretty cool. But one thing you'll notice, there's this, which is kind of odd. There's English, and then there's, what's that, Chinese? I'm not really sure what those languages are. Maybe Arabic or something, I'm not really sure. But I would not want to own this car, because you see, you have the gas right here, and about a foot of bodywork to spill gas all over, like a huge mess all over your beautiful Aston Martin Vantage. Now we're moving into the interior, where you can see there's this very nice steering wheel with the Aston Martin logo on the inside. The steering wheel is all leather. It's very nice, and you can see there's these massive, massive paddle shifters, and for once, they're actually stationary. I've never been in a car with stationary paddle shifters. This is very nice. Now here we are in the center area. There's the center stack and the center console, and you can see we've got this screen, which we'll move back to in a few minutes, and moving down, you've got these 2 air vents, and you've got climate controls and all sorts of different controls, lock and unlock, and the lights and stuff, and all sorts of dials for temperature, and right here you can see there's a little Aston Martin in this little button. And move down, you've got this very nice glass or crystal engine start-stop button with 4 of the gears. You have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And you got this little area which looks pretty cool. We'll get back to that in a minute. And you've got all these buttons. You have hazards, parking sensors, and camera, which we'll get back to, and navigation and sound and all sorts of different stuff. But if you recognize this, or the screen, or the key, which, by the way, this is a valet key, this is not the nice key, I guess you could call it, but we'll get back to all this stuff in a second. Now, the infotainment system. I mentioned that it uses the Mercedes 4-liter AMG engine, and that is borrowed from AMG Mercedes. When I click on the engine start-stop button, but not turned on, you can see it says Vantage, but then it goes on to this other screen. Hold on a second. And you can see this, and if you have owned a Mercedes-Benz from previous generations, you may recognize this system, because this is that system. You can go to menu and stuff. You can see all this stuff is Aston Martin. It has an Aston Martin in it, but this is the Mercedes system. Then back up to the steering wheel, you can see it says Sport right there. And then there's this little button with the S on it, which of course means Sport or the drive modes, and you click it, it goes to Sport Plus, which has more color, and then Track Mode, which adds even more color. And then on this side you have the suspension. So you can have Track Mode suspension, Sport suspension, or Sport Plus suspension, which is pretty cool. I'd always leave everything in track mode because I like to break people's backs and kill people because it's so fast and so rough. And you can see there's a camera system, which is pretty nice. It has the top down, then it has a front view camera, but you can also see some other camera settings, like this 180 degree camera and a 360 degree camera. Next, we're going to talk about this red in center console, which looks pretty cool, and it's over on the doors as well. But as far as that, I know I haven't seen this red anywhere else. But back onto the center console, you'll notice down here there's this little Alcantara pad on here. It has some foam inside so that you don't have to smack this hard plastic or hard Alcantara down here. The other thing is this door handle. It's very odd. It goes seemingly the wrong way. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, try and go like that. Actually, Aston Martin wants you to hold on with your right hand so you can look out, see that there are no cars, and open your door. Next up is this storage behind you, and right to the side of you, you can see there's this right here. You just open it right up. It's very nice, and on the inside you have some storage and SD card slot and some USB slots so you can charge your phone, listen to some music on your phone, whatever you want to do. Then behind that you have this little storage bit that you can use for some change or whatever, and there's a shelf for books, and there's some storage behind your seat, and I'm sure you could stick some bags back there, whatever you please. Next up, you can see there's this sun visor, which you pull it down, and there's a tiny bit of effectiveness, and you just pull it back with this little indentation, which is nice, and you've got yourself a mirror. Whoa. And these latches are this nice silver metal, very nice, very sturdy, and definitely not plastic. And here you go, there's the turn signals. They look pretty good and pretty aggressive. And in the rear, then here you can see it's locked, so the mirrors are in, the door handles are in. But when you unlock it, the mirrors come right back out. And you can open your door right up. Now, I don't normally do this on my reviews, but I want to do a complete walk around just so you can see the car. You can see it looks very nice. I'm also going to mention this car does 0 to 60 in 3.45 seconds, which is rather quick, and personally I think I really like this car. Look at that grille. The headlights are super aggressive, and it's a very wide car as well. You can also see here in the headlights, there's these lines in there, and it kind of almost looks like carbon fiber if you don't really know what it looks like, or if you're far away from it. So next time you're driving around in an Aston Martin and somebody asks you if that's carbon fiber, you can just say, yep, because carbon fiber is cool. Personally, I think this is the best looking Vantage Aston Martin has made.